𝐁𝐮𝐫𝐬𝐁.com.
All right, here we go. With you today on this Thursday. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. And I'm still on the mend. I'm not 100%. You know, the thing is, I don't really feel any worse today than I did yesterday, but I sound worse. So, whatever. You know, and some may disagree and say, no, man, it's actually better. I don't know, but I do know that I'm here with you, and I'm glad to be. And we can chat it up, you know, and there's stuff to talk about. Now, you do have, quote-unquote, bowl prep going on. Yeah, college football playoff prep going on. But holy moly, how about this story in Michigan? You see that last night? Isn't that wild? So, you know, maybe there's a conversation to be had about everybody everywhere taking all this football stuff way too seriously. And, you know, the pressures that go along with that. But I guess such is life. So plenty to get into with you here today, and I hope you'll be a part of the show. Help me out. Text the show, comment on the live stream. Call me. Anything you want to get into is cool with me, really. It's like it's all on the table. Yeah, that's right. Birthday decorations are still up because, let's see, yeah, plenty of helium still in the red balloon back here. And the birthday banner. I mean, Annabeth had to work really hard. You guys don't realize how short she is, and so she had to work really hard to get that up there. Okay, so I don't want to just take it down. So, yeah, no, and the red balloon has nothing to do with that Pennywise stuff. Now, I know what that is, but I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it, but I do know what it is. No, it has nothing to do with that. Something totally different. Those who tuned in yesterday, Jared, I don't know if you heard the story, but there was a personal story behind the red balloon. All right, so hey to you. For example, if you're on the live stream, YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, feel free to get on in here. Like, you just drop a comment, post it, it pops up. Then it all comes in from all those different places in one nice, neat column here, and then I can see what all the comments are on the live stream, and I can click them and put them on the screen. We can talk about them that way. Danny said, Hail State Matt from Ringgold, Georgia. Back at you, Danny. Hail State to you. He's on YouTube, and over on Facebook, there's Jared. A red balloon, eh? Pennywise is going to be on the show. Hey, speaking of that, I wonder, okay, the whole Pennywise thing, hang on a minute. Let me ask Beaver if he saw that movie. I know, by the way, Beav, happy Thursday to you. The Pennywise scary movie deal, did you watch that?
The original one I did, but I haven't seen the ones that, you know, that we're doing now.
Okay.
2017, I think.
Okay.
Was.
So wait a minute. So I don't guess. So the newer iteration of that with the clown and the balloon thing down in the drain, I've seen. But you're saying how far back does the original go?
I think it was 1990.
Really?
I think.
Okay. I didn't realize there was a first one. I thought this was the first one. So the actor that played the clown in this one with the spooky looking eyes, Beaver, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I saw a clip somewhere. It might have been like thumbing through Instagram Reels one day or whatever, where he was a guest on one of the late night talk shows, and they got him to do the look, and he has this uncanny ability to kind of like his eyes get wide and he looks at you, but his eyes are almost pointing in a different direction, you know? And it was actually, I thought, even spookier to see just a human with no makeup on do that than a clown with makeup on. He's kind of a weird looking fella.
Yeah, he's he's interesting because he was also in that movie. It came out Christmas last year, Nosferatu,
Okay.
which was a horrible movie. Very boring. worst cinematic choice I've made in a long time. But he was Nosferatu, so he was buried in all this creepy, crazy vampire makeup. So this guy, he's really good at these creepy roles with horrible monster makeup.
Yeah. You know, Beav, do you miss the heyday of movies in Hollywood where there were lots of just normal-looking people in there? Yeah. Like you would have a few stars that they were either really good-looking or beautiful or something, but they were just surrounded by another cast of characters that are good actors who are just normal-looking people. It's weird. We don't have that much more. Yeah, get on here. You can also text the show on the Country Pleasing text line. The number to text is 885-3776. That's a 601 number, 885-3776. Text me. Get on in here. Whatever you want to get into is cool with me. And call me on the Junction phone. Junction delis all across the state of Mississippi. The number to call is 897-1059. 897-1059. Stephen, the first to text the show. And he's referencing Coach Sharon Moore at Michigan. And man, my head, I know that this is a bit of a getting into the sports echo chamber, the sports talk echo chamber topic, but it's such a dramatic thing. And, we've never seen anything like it, I don't think. Not quite to this degree with all the layers of it. Steven says, Matt, if you made $6 million a year as a head coach, would you cheat on your wife with a staff member? Says, I already know the answer to that. This whole story is crazy. And the thing is, Steven, I tell you, for me, I don't know Coach Sharon Moore from Adam. I've never met him. He doesn't know me. Our paths have never crossed. With that said, there's something about all of it. I know that he's brought it on himself. His actions, what he did, and it's the whole, the creepiness factor and all of that. But then there's part of it too where there's something about it that it's like my heart goes out to him because it is so tragic. And you say, I'm just going to be honest with you, Stephen. You say if you made $6 million a year, I have to be honest and say that for some people, that is the crux of the problem, is all of a sudden they find themselves in a position and there's more money than they could ever dream of. They couldn't possibly spend all of it, and it changes perspective for the worse. Like the most extreme example of that, it's not like a football coach, would be like the lottery winners. Have you ever read up on like all the lottery winners over the years? They win these hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars, and like almost exclusively, all of them's lives are ruined because their mind changes, their heart changes, and you just lose it. So sometimes that's the crux of the issue. Again, on the lesser end of the scale of examples, like the less extreme examples would be like, think about how many athletes you've seen in the pros over the years that they're driven, man, and they're motivated in their first 4 or 5 years as a pro. They're just working their tail off and they're so motivated to achieve and to be the best, and they work and they do become the best and like an MVP and like the number one at their position, and they're rewarded with this boom, first big, huge, just generational wealth type of contract, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Boom, it lays it on. And from that point on, they are never as good again. Hainsworth, years ago, but you can see other examples. So there's some of that in there that I wonder. Okay. And then, this is, you got to be careful because, all of us, we make our own bed. We You have to lay in it. And, cheating on a spouse, an affair with somebody else on the staff, it is inexcusable. It's even more than inexcusable. It's downright criminal, that sort of thing. But then this whole deal of, as they say nowadays, crashing out to the point that you become, reportedly anyway, suicidal. And to, in a matter of days, go from you're the head coach of a program like that to, in a matter of days and hours, you're threatening to kill people, you're holding a knife to your own neck, you're arrested and held because you're suicidal, and you're going to be charged with a crime. It's like, and then all the stuff that's in between has led to that. But I will say this too, Stephen, you simply, part of, gosh, and it's so easy to say on the outside looking in, someone like me, I'm not a head coach of a program. They're not paying me $6 million a year. I don't have 100 college-age young men at the beginning of their athletic careers depending on me to put them in the right position. I don't have, a fan base of hundreds of thousands of alums and season ticket holders demanding that I win. Okay, so it's easy for me to say this on the outside looking in. I'm not dealing with the pressures that may come along with that. But, again, it's just imperative for any school and have a person in position of leadership like that places other people ahead of themselves. Putting the team first, the organization first, and being the right kind of person. You got your head screwed on straight, okay, and you're handling your own business, and you're doing everything with integrity, and the we is greater than me, and it's just absolutely imperative to have someone like that. And if you don't have that, like, the fallout or the issues are going to be all over the spectrum of severity. You're going to have you'll see situations like, they have issues, but it's not severe. Okay, and everybody just lives through it. And you have others that's a little more, severe. And then you have this end of the spectrum that is just, it's tragic all the way around. But I just think that, if you're an AD at a school, you're the coach's boss, and sure, he's probably got more power than you sometimes, especially if you're winning. But if you're the AD at the school, it's sort of your job, both in the hiring process and then in the evaluation process as things go along, to really keep an eye on that and continue to instill that number one, even more than winning a game, number one, your job is to handle yourself with integrity 24 hours a day, because you're representing something that's so much bigger than yourself. But you let the world, the world is doing its best to take over, man. I'm telling you. And the worldliness, it's going to lead to some really, really dark, ugly times for some people. That's just what it does. That's just what it does. All right, over to the phone, the Junction phone line, Junction Delis, all across the state of Mississippi, fueled by Prince Oil Company. They've been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. And we are graced on the Junction phone line with the presence of louvier. louvier, thanks for calling, man. What's up?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Go Saints. I haven't called in a while because I really don't have anything to say. But because my team is so stellar. We're slow. We're old. Our salary cap is a mess. We don't block, but we make up for it by not tackling. Other than that, it's a professional football team. I'm sure of it. So I don't know this man. Of course, I don't. But I did graduate at the same time from Brother Martin High School as Ward Manuel, the athletic director at Michigan. He is a Brother Martin High School graduate, class of '86, and I'm class of '83. And usually an upperclassman wouldn't have any knowledge of the underclassmen, but Ward was so big. Started as a freshman on a football team, which is unheard of, and he was a really nice guy, as I remember it from 40 years ago. That said, I think the world of Ward, and he is he's always in our newsletter, and he's very philanthropic. You know the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got you.
Anyway, I'm not a Michigan fan, and no one listening to your show is a Michigan fan, and half of us are saying, good for them. But then, the Christian element of all of your listeners, which I'm sure is the vast majority, is saying, golly, I hope this guy can. This is a nightmare that he's going through. Yes, you're right. He made his bed literally and figuratively, but I hope he can put the building blocks of his life back together. Something bad like that kind of happened to me. Not on that level, but when the rug gets pulled out from under you, you kind of say, golly, hey, God, why have you forsaken me? And of course, we all know God didn't turn his back on me. I turned my back on God, and I hope this fella can get it together. When I was working for the Saints, I guess this is Louvier's name dropping segment. When I was working for the Saints 20 plus years ago, Fred McAfee told me something that has resonated with me ever since, and this is along the lines that you were talking about. A lot of money makes a good person better and a bad person worse. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if that's part of what happened to this guy. You think you're bulletproof and invisible because you got 7 figures in your bank account, but that is always going to be true. Yeah. A lot of money makes a good person better and a bad person worse. Yeah. I can't wait to experiment with that on my own self. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Merry Christmas to you. Good call, Olivier. Thank you, buddy. He's right. I heard it. I've had it put another way. Is that adding money to your story or adding money into your bank account? It doesn't build character; it reveals it. Same thing with adversity. For a lot of folks, it's not necessarily that, adversity, but it's not necessarily that it builds character. It always reveals it. But that's my thing. Really, it's like when the story came out that he was behaving the way he behaved after getting fired for this thing. That's what kind of almost, I think for me, viewing at it from a distance, started to put it into a little bit of put a different paint job on it, as I went from what would likely be, hey, it's hard to feel sorry for somebody that pulls that kind of stunt. Okay, to, gosh, I hate to see any person completely lose it mentally, spiritually, to the point that they want to kill themselves. And that goes for the head coach at Michigan or anybody else for that matter. It's like then you become sympathetic, empathetic, because you hate to see anybody get in that position. And then it's all those mixed emotions too, because then I think, okay, I'm not going to feel sorry for anyone who you caused the situation and you threatened to kill someone else either. Anyway, it's just a completely and utterly disgusting, pitiful, and heartbreaking and tragic story, coming out of that situation there at Michigan. And what it does come down to the individual, which is kind of what Louvier's saying. It does come down to the individual. Not all Michigan people are scum. Okay, that's not what we're saying. But we're talking about college football, a game. And, I think it is true to say that in some arenas and on some campuses, it has grown into something that is really, really, really unhealthy for lots of people who are connected to it. And I'm saying that too because I saw a list. I don't even have it in front of me. I wish I did, but I saw someone made a list of all of the just ridiculous stories that have popped up in relation to Michigan football, just one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And this is all during a time when they went back and built a championship team when Harbaugh was there, you know. And so it's pretty obvious that you have a collection of people that many of them had one purpose and frankly one idol they were serving, and that was winning a football game. And any loss of integrity, any stunt, any cheat, any selling your soul that is required to win a football game, they had a bunch of people that were willing to do it. And this is the kind of stuff that results when you take that approach. All right, just getting started with you here on this Thursday in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Coming to your texts when we come back. Patrick, Jason, Stephen, Nick, Denzel, the rest of y'all, and Danny and David and everybody on the live stream coming to you when we come back in the Bureau. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Deli's, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton. We say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country-pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do, at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see.
Talk about it with Matt Wyatt right here, right now on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
All right, back with you. Here we go. Rolling along. David commented on YouTube a minute ago, and he said, "Hello, Matt and Beaver. Hail State from Golden Eagle Country." So that means he's in and around Hattiesburg. What's the Southern Miss fan base feeling here at the end of this week after Charles Huff left them high and dry to go to Memphis? So Huff moved in there for 1 year, brought a bunch of his Marshall football team with him for this 1 year at Southern Miss, won a bunch of games, just sort of fell off the face of the earth in the last 3 games, just like went from the best team in the belt. Maybe, the best team, certainly in their division, but one of the best teams, James Madison the best, but right there, and then, in a position to go compete for the conference championship, and then 3 games left, just do like an about face and become non-competitive on defense. It's weird. And then up and go to Memphis. And he can put it together now. He can, and he's engaging. He's a great communicator, but I think he's smart. He knows how to put the team together, and that comes across when he talks to people. I think it comes across when he talks to transfers. So he'll do well at Memphis, I would think. Sure enough. Then it's like, what's next for Southern Miss? Are they going to hire Coach Freeze? Hugh Freeze went to Southern Miss, didn't he? And he's been around. He could probably do well there. Huh? What do you think? I know what I know. I'm happy for that hot coffee, to have that hot coffee in that thermos right there. I'm dealing with this crud. Like everybody's been sick. I've been dealing with it this week. Got a shot yesterday. Don't necessarily feel worse, but I kind of sound worse today. But man, I'm getting through it. To help with some cough drops and hot coffee. Whether it's supposed to help or not, it does. Hot coffee from High Point Roasters in New Albany. David, thanks for getting in here. Danny got back in and commented on YouTube and said, money combined with power easily can lead to abuse. Read Richard Foster's book, The Celebration of Discipline. I need to do that. I kind of do in my life, I kind of do this a little bit, Danny, where it kind of comes and goes in cycles. I regretfully cannot claim to be one of these people who, from the first day I became an adult until now, every single day I have great discipline, and I pour discipline on everything. I have times where I kind of get lax and I'll eat more and work out less and put on pounds and maybe get lazy. And then I'll have a period of 6 months or 9 months where here I go. Pour discipline on everything, work out, slim down, eat right, do right, and not be lazy. And then I'll kind of slack off for a little while. It's like you need to. I don't know if that's what that book is about, but that's what I need. The celebration of discipline. I need that. Tell you what, before we go much further, well, no, let's do text and then we'll hit headlines here. Patrick texted the show on the Country Pleasing text line. He says, Bill Skarsgård. Okay, the entire family are really good actors. And so, yeah, he's got the picture of it right there for that talk. I mean, look at that. Part of me wishes I could do that. A look on your face and kind of scary look where you could make your eyes go in different directions, but I can't do it. Jason in Flagstaff said, I still hate clowns because of that movie. The red balloon and the clown in the gutter or in the gully. Saw it, the sewer, saw it as a kid, got in trouble for punching a clown right in the honker at the Fulton Grammar School haunted house. No, you didn't. Did you really, Jason? You punched a clown when you were a kid? Is it like in the movies you punch him and it dented his fake nose? You know, on that topic, when Coach Sharomo we were talking about a minute ago, Steven said, you're right. It's actually awful, and we should pray for the guy and his family. Good response. I mean, we should. We really should. You know, my goodness. If Coach Moore could just get the message that, listen, you don't have to be branded in your worst moment. You know, this is your worst moment, okay? But it doesn't have to be permanently something you're stuck in. It doesn't have to be branded. And yeah, it happened, but there's one place and one individual who can redeem you, pull you out of it, restore you in his time, in his way, do it fully, restore your peace. And it's in Jesus. And it can, and it is available to you. And I don't care who you are, what you're going through. And that includes him. As bad as, and they don't tell him what he's got going through his head and how he feels right now sitting in that jail up there in Michigan. But it does not have to be the end. And you repent and you put your total humbly, you know, the Bible says, humble yourself therefore under the mighty hand of God, and he will lift you up in due time. In other words, he knows what time, and it may take a while. Who knows? It's up to him, but he will do it. You know, the promises that God makes in that Bible, it's as sure as the sun coming up. You can count on it. And that goes for him sitting in that jail cell in Michigan. I just wish he could get that message. Nick texts the show. He said, Sports Illustrated did a story that said 78% of former NFL players are bankrupt or under financial stress within 2 years of leaving the league. Yeah, you know, man. When did they do that story, Nick? Was it recent? I mean, but still, like, okay, 78% of former players. That money just doesn't last. You know, even a whole lot of it. So 2009, so it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it's kind of getting away from us. I mean, 2009, but still, yeah. I mean, you know, it is so true, Nick. And I think even at the college level, I think that there's a lot of people really trying hard with the right motivation and the right intentions to get in there and sort of infiltrate the college locker room and teach them, you know, some basic financial literacy, you know, an understanding of how to manage some money, and at least giving them the information that they can decide what to do with it. And I don't know, maybe it's, you know, maybe we see it with athletes and we get their stats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get stats on former NFL players. Who knows about the rest of their peers and who graduated college when they did and didn't go to the NFL. They're in some other walk of life. We're not getting those stats. I don't know. Maybe it's the same as true for a lot of others. But, you know, in that case, and I know there's something about being that athlete, okay? You know, and at the highest level, you are catered to and you are in some ways spoiled, and they are so good to you, and everything is ironed out and taken care of, and it is so easy. And I can speak from experience that when that ends and then you step, you know, into the working world, it is an absolute shock if you're real with yourself as that athlete, when it sets in and you go, you know what? I have no clue what I'm doing or how to even go about any of this. Like, it's from scratch. Because I'm being honest with you, most, okay, not all, certainly not all, but most college football players are there to play football. The whole class attendance and making the grades and getting a degree is simply checking the box of the requirement to keep you eligible to play football. In your head, your identity as a football player, you can take, most of them can't even think beyond playing football to even begin to maybe prepare for some occupation. That's fine. I'll take care of itself. I got too much football to think about right now. It's just true. I mean, I'm being honest with you. When I came out of college, I had no, out of school. I went and played football 1 year in the GFL in Germany, got paid to do that. And when I came back and got my first job at WTVA television in Tupelo, I had no clue at all about anything financial or taxes and withholdings and Social Security and long-term and retirement. And not only didn't know, hadn't even been prepared and taught to care. And it's on me. I'm an adult just like everybody else is, but I'm just saying I didn't no clue whatsoever. And I think it's got to be the case for most. And I think that, at the college level, even most of the big programs are trying their best to do a better job of preparing them. They've constantly got people coming in and, giving seminars and talks and presentations about money and dealing with it long term. I think they're really trying to do that. Maybe we get 20, 30 years down the road, Nick, and maybe that number will be different. I hope it is. Back after this.
This Christmas, C Spire will help bring the ultimate...
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Delis, Convenience Redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton, we say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country-pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've
All right, back with you. Here's a couple of headlines for you. Brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. First headline, White Denzel says that Philip Prince and Prince Oil Company / the Junction Delis have the best burgers around. And he sent me a picture. He said, this is the Boilermaker. Pepper jack cheese, Southwest Ranch, bacon, pickles, mustard, and jalapeno. All on one, the Boilermaker. Man, that looks fantastic. Get yours at the Junction. Headline number 2. I didn't know this was a headline until during the commercial break. I saw it on my handy-dandy iPhone from C-Spire. Mississippi State's famous Maroon Band has received the highest National Collegiate Band Award. Yeah, come on. They really are good, aren't they? And there's a bunch of them, too. It's a big band. One more. Here we go. Mississippi State's famous Maroon Band is marching to the beat of a new accolade. Oh, now how about that? Who wrote that? They are the 2026 recipient of the prestigious National Sudler Trophy, considered the highest honor a collegiate marching band can receive. It's given out every 2 years by the John Philip Sousa Foundation. The trophy is awarded to a college or university marching band demonstrating, here we go, quote, the highest of musical standards and innovative marching routines and ideas, and which has made important contributions to the advancement of the performance standards of college marching bands over a number of years. Hats off. FMB, famous Maroon Band. Those are your headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Jason in Flagstaff texted the show. He said, I don't get it. I'll never understand cheaters. Selfish beyond belief to even start down that road. Forget getting so far down it that you get into that big of a mess, millionaire or not. He's right. Regarding the money thing, Nick said kids need to be taught those things in high school if we're honest. Well, it is true. And you know what? I was talking about myself earlier. I thought about this when I read your text, Nick. It's my fault. So much of it's my fault. I didn't listen. There were times multiple times when my dad, when I was young, would give me talking to about, maybe saving money, about ways that, you could start when you were 18 and you'd have a certain type of account. You just put $50 in it a month, the way that it would grow and grow and grow. And if you just put some discipline on that and do it. I mean, he tried to tell me all that. I didn't listen. Didn't care. I thought, well, whatever. I'm trying to win a ball game. I ain't worried about that. I didn't listen. It's my fault. I can't blame anybody else. And I had great examples at home too. That's the other thing. I had great examples at home. Not everybody has that. That he was exactly right. I didn't listen. My dad is someone who, he's always been a builder. He's been involved with construction projects and in construction his whole life. And he is a person who, and I do not exaggerate, he can build anything. He can renovate anything. He can remodel anything. Anything with tools and lumber. He's built houses. He's still doing it. And he's 70 years old. He'll buy a little lot, build a house on it. And you wouldn't believe it. You think I'm exaggerating? Do most of the work himself. It's incredible. Okay. And when I was coming up, he built up a lot of equity in houses there for over a period of time. When we went to Prattville, Alabama, when I was, high school age, we lived in a bunch of different houses. He built them, we move in them, sell them, build another one, move in it, sell it. You know what I mean? Flipping them and doing a lot of the work. Well, the thing is, I always helped. Whether it was when I was younger, toting lumber, I was a toter. To then get a little older, I'd help with trim work and then learned about all of that, and framing and, sheetrock and everything. But here's the thing about it. I didn't pay attention to any of it. I had the most unbelievable opportunity to soak all that up and listen to it and learn it. And I only did it to get to the end of the day, to get back, to the facility so we could lift, to get back home so I could shoot basketball in the driveway, to get back home so I could get in my car and go to, go up to the field and throw passes, and like work on throwing in the nets. That's all I could think about was that. To get home so that we could get the work day behind us and go fishing. That's all I cared about. I didn't listen. Missed opportunity. It's my fault. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. Jake from Great Falls, Montana has texted the show. Says, do you think we're going to get rid of Corey Bell? Coach Bell is coaching the corners. I don't know. Get rid of him. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I think he's a good coach. And I really like Coach Bell a lot, too. He played way back in the day, early 90s at South Carolina. We had something in common in that we both played for Coach Sparky Woods. I played for him 1 year at State. He was his head coach for maybe a year or two when he was at South Carolina. And I think, that you go back to the UCF days for Levy and for Coach Bell, and that's where they crossed. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I just don't know. Percy on Facebook wished us a great day and a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, too. Jared said on Facebook, I think high school should have a class about credit and financial literacy, but also at the same time, kids aren't thinking that far out either. I mean, that's it, Jared. Really, you know what it kind of boils down to is you could talk about that stuff to high school kids and stuff until you're blue in the face. But there's going to be a few who are frankly keen enough or interested enough to listen. And you're right. The rest of them, I was one of the rest who went, don't care about this, man. Like, I ain't worried about that at all. All right. And so that's the deal. That's the deal. So, yeah. All right. Let's flip it back over to the phone, hit the horn. Junction delis all across the state of Mississippi. The Junction phone fueled by Prince Oil Company. We got Ready Teddy on line 1. What's up, Teddy?
Hey, Matt, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Well, man, you kind of took me, as far as you said, you did all that work and didn't really take it all in with your dad.
Yeah.
And retain it. Well, I did. I had a similar thing like that with my dad, except for he was more into mechanicing and working on cars. I mean, that's not what he did for a living, but
yeah,
whenever he wasn't working, he was fixing my aunt's car, my uncle's car, my neighbor's. I mean, all that kind of stuff. My car. And anyway, I didn't retain any of it. I would help him and hand him a wrench, but I didn't pay attention or retain any of it.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, he ended up passing away when I was 17. But let me tell you something. I don't know, about 13 years ago, it's almost like getting a second lease on life because my father-in-law is disabled, but he can do any kind of mechanic. And so if there's a problem with our tractor, we use his brain in my hands to fix it.
Okay.
I'm retaining all that stuff now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even on my own truck, with his brain in my hands, we changed the shocks out on my vehicle.
Okay.
And probably saved $600 or $700. But
yeah,
and he loves doing it more than I love doing it. It's more work for me and it's fun for him. But I'm taking advantage of it and I'm retaining it now. So anytime he says we need to fix this or I need you to help me do this or whatever, and he says help me, he doesn't mean help me. He means I need you to do this and I'm going to coach you how to do it because he can't walk. He's in a little scooter, but without even hardly looking, he can sit there and tell me you ought to see this and do this and do this. And whenever I get a part of loose, he's like, yep, now just put it back in there the way you got it out. But you made me think about that I hadn't even thought that it was my second chance. I wasn't going to miss out. But that was pretty cool, and I enjoyed spending that time with my father-in-law doing that. Yeah.
Well, that is really neat, though. And good for you to get a second chance on it, because I'm sure you're like me where you've had times over the years where you go, man, if I had just been wise enough to pay attention and learn that when I had the opportunity, I would be so much better off right now. But I didn't do it. But
yeah.
Appreciate the story, Teddy.
Appreciate you, Matt. Thank you,
man.
Man.
Thank you. How about that? Teddy's father-in-law disabled, but he knows so much about him, he can just basically tell Teddy what to do. And he said, his brain in my hands, we can fix the car, work on the tractor, switch out the shocks. That's pretty cool. Hour 2 coming up back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Whee! Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-2007. That's 800-298-2007. 800-298-2007.
Allstate's new home insurance is now better than ever. We're making getting the right home insurance that's right for you super easy with our improved online quoting tool. It explains how each coverage option works for you without the headache. Yep, you can start protecting your home in a matter of minutes. So check Allstate first for home insurance that's better than ever. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Coverage subject to terms, qualifications, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
WRKS Pickens Jackson. We are good to go. With more of the Matt Wyatt Show. Coming to you direct and live at the Zone 105.9 and worldwide. Now, here we go. At the Zone1059.com.
All right, here we go. Hour two. In the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Hometown heroes, that's your local Farm Bureau insurance agents. A lot to get into. Let's see. What do we have? Y'all can text, call. You can comment on the live stream. I'd love to hear from you. I missed one phone call earlier. I believe it was from More Bully, and it's because I didn't look at my messages quick enough. I got to talking. So More Bully, if you're out there, call me back. Love to hear from you today. Yeah, if you're on the live stream, hey, too, if you're just tuning in, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you can type a comment in, post it. It pops up on the screen. I can click it. We can all bring it up in there. Jared had an interesting question on Facebook. He said, what are some traditional Christmas things that your family does during the holidays, Matt? Yeah, traditional Christmas things that we do. Of course, your get-togethers and that sort of thing. We also, we pretty much every year try to go to the Vespers service, which is usually, I think, well, maybe it's not Christmas Eve, but it's somewhere close to Christmas. Down there at the church that Annabeth grew up in Vicksburg, we usually try to go to that if we can. Yeah, but pretty typical, When I was a kid growing up, we always did a thing where we had a meal together as a family, mom, dad, myself, and my sister, and we would open one present on Christmas Eve, and it was always like a game or something that we didn't have. And so we'd open that, and then we'd play that game on Christmas Eve, before Santa would come overnight. We had some different things. What about you? Let me know what some of those traditions are. I would love to hear it. You can text the show on the Country Pleasing text line. The number to text is 885-3776. 885-3776. Joe Mailman. I am tickled, Joe, at your memory here. I can't remember if I disclosed this on the show or if Annabeth came in here and told y'all I did this. He said, did you ever get that glass fixed that you broke with a golf ball? He said, with that construction background, it should be a piece of cake. Listen, Joe, that was the whole point, is I don't have a construction background, even though I should have gotten one, because I did not pay attention. I kind of did it for the work, and if they were paying me to make a little extra money, but I wasn't paying attention. You didn't want to do that. The whole time I was ever there with an opportunity to learn any of that stuff, yes, including every now and then helping put in and set some windows, I didn't pay attention. I was thinking about football. I was thinking about baseball the whole time. And I learned nothing. So, no, I don't have a construction background. I didn't get it, even though I was around it. And, I can do it. I can tear anything out. That's not the issue. The issue is then knowing what to do. But the story was, I used to practice my short game in the backyard with real golf balls. And this was the event that led me to then I only practice with the little practice foam golf balls from now on. But I bladed one and whap, and it went up there to the storage building behind the house and blink right through the window into the storage building. There's a hole. It's still there. Hole's still there. It's just a storage building, joining them, but lawnmowers and stuff in there. Got a blower, pressure washer, some other junk needs to be thrown away. Yeah, the window's got a hole in it. What was that, 4 years ago? It's embarrassing. Lord, that's embarrassing, but it's true. I'm really impressed you remembered that, Joe. And somewhere, like Annabeth, if she was listening right now, would be rolling her eyes like, What do you think, Joe? He ain't fix that window. Ain't gonna, unless it's because, Joe, here's the thing. I didn't learn how to replace windows. I will need to ask someone to come and do it. I will need to pay them to do it. I don't have a lot of extra money laying around for that stuff. I got other stuff I need to spend that money on. All right. Country pleasing text line. Taylor in Clinton, Mississippi. Hey, man, I watched your analysis on KT1. That'd be Camario Taylor in the Egg Bowl. I wanted to get your thoughts as a former MSU QB. What is something that he could add to or build on in his quarterback play that is going to take him to the next level and being a great quarterback? Thanks, and go Dogs. Well, let me just tell you. He had Taylor, if I'm not careful, I will sound like I'm overstating things about him. Okay, and so you know that I'm aware of that I don't want to be someone who, just for the sake of an interesting thing to say on the radio, I'm blowing somebody up. I'm not doing that. Let me tell you, his skill set, his tools are better naturally than any quarterback I've seen with my own eyes come through there. Okay, really. You know, and you could go way back to try to find, you know, a Mississippi State, you know, freshman quarterback out of high school with an unbelievable skill set that might compare. You know, Todd Jordan from Tupelo High School, late 80s, early 90s. I think he signed with Coach Felker and then was there through the early Sherrill years. Todd was a super recruit. Todd, you know, 6'4", 6'5", 215, 220 pounds coming out of high school. Unbelievable throwing arm. Tough as nails. Just everything you'd want from the classic early 90s, late 80s pocket passer that they're looking for. And a pretty good athlete. Not the kind of guy, though, who was going to run that midline veer and option stuff that Watson Brown wanted to run when they did that for a little while. But, you know, Todd had a super skill set coming out of high school, but still I don't think the whole package quite like what Camario Taylor has right now. You go back, Tyler Russell, he was a big recruit, but was not the athlete at all, really, that Camario Taylor is, along with the arm. We know what Dak is now, okay, but coming out of high school, Dak was not where Camario is right now. Dak didn't have what Camario has right now. Okay, I saw all that to say, with my own eyes, I've not seen a Mississippi State freshman quarterback that has what Camario Taylor has. It is through the roof. And to me, the one thing you say, what does he need to build on it? The one thing he needs is time in the saddle. And what's going to happen with that is the completion percentage is just going to go up. He has an unbelievable throwing arm. Mechanically, he's prototypical. The way he operates from a mechanic standpoint. Arm strength, delivering the ball, it is prototypical. But freshmen just don't complete a high percentage like juniors and seniors do. The one thing he needs is time in the saddle. If he gets that and stays healthy, he does not have a ceiling. That's what I'm telling you. All right, over to the phone line, the junction phone from earlier. Sorry about that earlier. More Bully back with us. Thanks for calling back, buddy. What's up?
Matt, what's going on?
Man, not much. How are you?
Well, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm good besides that.
That's good. That's good.
It happens.
Hey, I volunteered your pool deck for a gathering for me, Beaver, you, and Brando.
Yep, I heard that.
Okay.
I'm always open to that.
Can I bring my dog?
My dog might tear your dog up.
Bull. My dog tear your dog up.
Well, you know what? My dad will beat your dad up.
That's what it sounded like. Isn't it?
Right. Hey, man, I discovered the true meaning of diversity just a while ago.
What's
I was
that?
in my truck. A zip tie. Because I have a zip tie in my truck from something I was doing like probably a month ago. Well, heck, I need a toothpick. I didn't have one. So I used that zip tie.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's diverse. That's diverse.
Oh, I'm not
Well,
afraid.
man.
I'm not afraid to admit all the things that I have fashioned into a toothpick over the years. Business cards,
straws.
Yeah, I'll use anything.
The end of an extension cord.
I don't know about that.
Because I'm looking at extension cord. Hey, what's the true scoop on shaping?
Well, I don't really know. I haven't talked to Neil yet. Some of the guys that are there every day. I do know this more, Bully. I don't think he handled it all that great, really, when he got benched. When I say it really was less benching him as much as it was we got to get Camario on the field. You know, because of you couldn't stand Blake Shapen in the pocket against that Ole Miss defense. It was just you're sitting duck. You know, he's going to get sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
And so it was, for multiple reasons, it was time to get Camario on the field and go with him. And you know, from what I'd heard, he didn't handle it all that well. And you know, I got benched one time, and for about a week, I didn't handle it very well either. I'll be honest with you. I was mad at myself and mad at the world, and then I eventually got over it. But so I'm not passing judgment, but I think that happened. And then, you know, in terms of the whole thing of he said he's getting sent home, I don't know. I don't know the details. I wish I did, but I don't.
Huh. Well, I tell you what. Speaking of that, my junior year of high school, baseball, and I played the outfield, but I had a senior ahead of me, and I was a junior.
Okay.
So I grew from that experience of cheering my teammates on, and like I was the first one that met the team as they were coming back in from playing defense. Like I was a motivator, and my coach told me we won the state championship that year. He said I was a big part of it because I took a leadership role even though I played the bench, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And you just have to take advantage of whatever it is life throws at you. And
you're exactly right.
That molded me, actually.
Well, look, you're exactly
way.
right. And your coach was exactly right. You know, I'm just telling you, there are no championship teams that don't have somebody on the bench that feels like they could do a really good job if they get to play. Every championship team has guys on the bench that wish they were playing more, that in their heart probably believe they should get to play more. But what a lot of those guys do on those championship teams is they understand, you know, it's only 11 beat at a time, or baseball 9 at a time, and they value the idea that they do have a role, whatever that role is. And there's got to be some role players. You know, you got to have them if you want to win. And if you can get the right chemistry going, that trickles down from the right kind of coach, which it sounds like you had, then everybody will understand, hey, we got something here, and we're winning, and I want to be a part of a winning team, and I'm going to accept the role they have given me and be thankful for it and do my job. And that's how you go win.
You know, something that just crossed my mind, too, talking about this. I mean, what about the Sixth Man Award? You know, that's a big thing in basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, it means you're not starting, but you play a lot, and you know you play a role, but you're just not a starter.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's right.
And let me ask you this last thing: do you have any hidden talent?
Well, probably, yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to tell you something. I know something, and people are going to rag me, and that's fine, but I dare them to try to do what I'm about to say. I know about John Philip Sousa.
Oh,
because not only did I play baseball, but I was, and I guess I still am, an award-winning saxophonist.
And that's close relation to the sousaphone?
So, here we go. I won, or I earned, the John Philip Sousa Award, which is the highest award an individual high school band member can get.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
As a saxophone player?
Correct.
That's fantastic. Hey, but really, this John Philip Sousa, is that who the sousaphone's named after?
You are correct.
Okay, and what is a sousaphone?
It's basically a tuba.
All right, it's like a tuba. Okay, gotcha.
It's more of an upright tuba.
More bully, the saxophone aficionado. I had no idea.
Correct. Hardly anybody knows. I'm going to send you a picture of that award, too. It's at my office.
Send it to me. That's really cool. Send it. Hey, if I ever start a band, we're going to do an 80s style band that has a horn section. You know, all the great bands.
Come on.
Huey Lewis and the News and everybody, they all had horn section.
Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the Gang. You're in it.
I'm there, buddy.
Okay.
Now I need a saxophone.
Hey,
I don't have it anymore.
And you know what the name of the band is going to be, the cover band?
Ooh.
Bald Man Group.
I love it.
The Bald Man Group.
What's that? There's a cover band. Oh man, it's named after a hairspray, Aquanet. I think that's what they're called.
Okay.
Look it up.
All right, I will.
Look it up.
I'll look it up.
It's something Aquanet or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, look it up.
I will.
And I'll teach you how to play a saxophone one day.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed. But thank you. Appreciate you.
Too.
Appreciate you. Calling.
See you, brother.
All right.
Later.
See. Hey, speaking of music, okay, and things that we all need to be aware of. Are you like me, and you feel like there are past musicians and past singers and past band members and past musicians that we don't need to let the memory of them fade away and die? Okay? I feel that way sometimes. And I saw this today and I wanted to pass it along. The blues. You know, the blues and Mississippi are synonymous, right? Now, this particular blues musician is not from Mississippi. She was born in Alabama. Okay, but the blues, all right, and the state of Mississippi, we're synonymous. We need to make sure when we have an opportunity that we remember who these people are and we know and are educated on who they are. And if you like the blues and R&B, you need to know who Willie Mae, Big Mama Thornton was. Willie Mae Thornton, she was Big Mama Thornton. She was born on this day in 1926 over in Alabama. She passed away in 1984. Several big hits. First up, Ball and Chain.
This is a song I wrote, made famous by me and Janis Joplin. I wrote this tune called Ball and Chain. I hope you like it. Sitting by my window.
Come on.
Whoa, I was looking out at the rain.
Willie Mae, Big Mama Thornton. Look her up if you are unaware.
Sit by my window, yeah. Lord, looking out at the rain.
She also had another big hit. I'll play some of it too, and you really are going to be familiar with it. You're going to recognize it.
And you know, something struck me. Whoa, clamped on like a ball and chain. I want to tell you about it. Now listen.
Just a little more. Hang on.
I said, oh, baby.
The other big hit for Big Mama Thornton was Hound Dog, a version of that Hound Dog song that you heard from Elvis.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
So when I say it's a version of it, it's actually a little different. Similar but different. So look her up. Born on this day in 1926. Let's see. What do we have here on the Country Pleasing text line? Country Pleasing sausage on grocery store shelves all around the Southeast. Unnamed texter said, we have a Star Wars marathon every year on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Going on 20 years. Gets harder every time they add a subpar movie to the lineup. Thanks, Disney. So I love it. He said, Merry Christmas. His family, for 20 years, they do a Star Wars marathon Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Now beat that for, some individual Christmas traditions in your family. We do that, like we do the Christmas movie thing, but man, we watch Christmas movies and listen to Christmas music all month long in December. Okay, rolling along with you here in hour number 2 in the Bureau on this Thursday. More with you, your texts, your comments, and your phone calls when we come back. Staying connected because of C Spire, the #1 network in Mississippi. C Spire, customer inspired. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, Matt Wyatt here. Each week on the Mississippi Outdoors Podcast, we talk with the people who live it. Hunters, biologists, game wardens, local celebrities, and storytellers that know Mississippi better than anyone.
Those bass come up there and attack them. You know how mean bass can be there.
You're never going to believe this. Matt Wyatt just talked about your deer on the radio. I said, what did he say? He said, it was Photoshopped. And I said, what?
They don't know anything about hunting. They just have never had that right, that freedom.
Dude, that's us, man. That's what we do. So tune in, be inspired, and we'll see you outdoors.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. The Junction Deli's, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show,
It's the Mississippi Way with you. So get in on the conversation and tell him what you think. Right now on the Zone 1059 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
All right. Back with you. I'm Matt. In the Bureau, let's see here on the live stream. Reggie said on YouTube, evening, have you heard anything on Bumpus? Well, as far as, why the split, I haven't heard anything. I don't know if it was to make room for somebody they're bringing in or what. I just don't know. But I had heard that he landed on his feet, right, at UNLV with Dan Mullen. So if indeed that's true, that's good. Good for him. Chad's a good guy, good coach, and he'll be fine. Jacko said, do you have any early score predictions on the bowl game? Early analysis on how our defense may play since we won't be seeing Arnett's 3-3-5. No, not yet. I have not started to study Wake Forest yet. But when I do, maybe we can get into that next week. Okay, so we'll try to get into some of that next week, and I'll go watch some, and I'll have a good answer for you. But I haven't watched them. I don't really know anything about them to this point. So as far as score predictions and all that kind of stuff, it will be interesting to see what is done with the defense and how it's done because Arnett will be around, but he's not yet going to be diving into coordinating it because you're going to kind of have a little bit of a continuance with some of the staff, and because it's too late to be like going in and installing. And so you'll continue with your own calls and your own terminology and all that. He'll be around, so it's kind of a peculiar thing. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. Hail State fans said we may have a problem stopping Wake's run game. State this year, the last 2 years, they have a problem stopping anybody's run game, like period. And so if Wake can run it, they'll have some success. It's just a matter of will they score. State, at times when they would match up with people a little better, when it wasn't in Georgia and Missouri and Ole Miss, could do a little bend, don't break. You give up yards, but get in the red zone and get off the field some. So maybe they can do that against Wake. We'll see. And Hail State fan also said the story of MSU's famous 40 band is legendary. That's where the famous part comes from after a contest with the University of Alabama's band in the 1930s. Okay, so it started as the famous 40. And Rick, I'll take you up on this. Rick said, hey, next time I'm in Tupelo, I'll come replace your window, no charge. Why, Rick? You just need something to do? What do you mean no charge? Surely you got to charge something. I'll pay you to learn how to do it. I got some other windows I need to replace. It's either learn how to do it or you better make some moolah because you'll be paying somebody else to do it. That's the way it is. Right? All right, here we go. Country pleasing text line. State Grad 98 said, saw on the MLB Network your Braves had a couple of big free agent signings. Yeah, I saw you, Yastrzemski and one more. Good for them. Peyton texted the show. He said, hey, Matt, I'm a proud alum and former drum major of the famous Maroon Band. Thanks for sharing the band's national recognition and accomplishment. and said, would you consider having Director of Bands 𝐷𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 sign Peyton? Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. You know, I don't do a ton of interviews anymore, Peyton. But yeah, it'd be great to do that at some point. If we could get Miss 𝐿𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 on here and talk about the band, I would find it very interesting. And I know Miss 𝐿𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬, I know her, and I just, I hadn't talked to her in a while, and so we can do it. We can do it. Now, when I was talking about Kamario Taylor, again, it sounded like I was really blowing smoke, but I don't think it is. I think that's what my eyes tell me. It's about, for him, for a guy like him, it's not a matter of can he break every record you have. It's just simply a matter of does he do it? And nowadays, there are less and less players sticking around for 4 years for one reason or another. Either they go to the draft early or they transfer somewhere, but he is through the roof. And so ResDog said, so you're saying MSU wins the Natty next year? That's what I'm saying. See, ResDog, that's why I've got to pause and hesitate to really avoid anything that even might sound like overstating stuff, because somebody will take it to that level. Hey, did you hear what Matt said? He sounded like we're going to win the whole thing. No. Okay, because we can put Brady back there, and if we can't protect, we're losing. You win because of the line of scrimmage, frankly. I mean, quarterbacks can take you a long way if you're good in front of him. Never forget this, ResDog. Never forget it. It's true at every level. It's true in high school. It's true in college. It's true in the NFL. You can take average skill players. I'm just talking about middle of the road. Quarterbacks, receivers, running backs. And if you are elite on the offensive and defensive lines, you will win a bunch of games. The inverse, however, you can take awesome skill people, first-round corners, and big play receivers, and great running backs, and an awesome quarterback. And if you are average or below on the line of scrimmage, offensive, defensive line, you will look good at times, but you will lose. If you want to win, you must focus on line of scrimmage. First and foremost, that's it. There it is, right there. The line of scrimmage. That's what winning is. It's so simple, in fact. I don't know why everybody didn't see it like I did. And maybe they do, and they don't just say it. But that's it. There it is. And it's so screwy, ResDog, how... Well, I'll say it this way. Okay. I think if budget would allow, every major broadcast, television and radio, while, yes, it's good to have a former quarterback because you're seeing X's and O's at every level of the game. So in the backfield, you see some of it on the line of scrimmage. You understand routes and concepts. You understand coverage. So that's why quarterbacks are largely involved with a lot of the analysis. Okay, you need that in television and radio. You do. But if you could afford it, you would also, the same way that you have like a rules expert, a former official, every broadcast ought to have a former lineman who is a good communicator that you go to consistently in a broadcast to point out what's happening on the line of scrimmage. Because it's like a whole different sport in there. When you're talking about, in this play, the center stayed and you pulled both guards. Okay, the next play, the center's pulling. He's snapping and pulling with an H-back. The very next play, it's an insert lead with the tight end, like an old ISO inserting him. The next play, it's guard and tackle both pulling around the other side. Over here, it's handing off a twist. You're playing a defense that's running twists to try to confuse. Watch them hand it off. Here's who. And that would be bad. They don't pay it. They don't want to spend that money, and because maybe you don't have time for it. But you want to learn something, find you a lineman that can explain that stuff to you. I'll give you an example. And many of us, you may have a subscription to the NFHS network stuff that carry the high school state championship broadcast. Matt Caldwell, a former offensive lineman at Mississippi State, he hosted me on my official visit, and I was on the team with him for 1 year, and then he graduated, and he went into coaching. He's coached for well over 20 years in the state of Mississippi. Been a part of championship coaching staffs. Really has an understanding of the line of scrimmage. You can go back and watch the Tupelo and Gulfport game that he and Brian Eubanks called, okay, and just listen to Matt point out and talk about what's going on from a blocking standpoint. A lot of this is a high school game. I watched it and thoroughly enjoyed it, okay, because, you know, he's seeing and pointing out the things that I'm seeing that are crucial to why certain things happen. And you can watch a lot of national broadcasts, and they'll have like a former linebacker or somebody who's trying to, you know, be an entertaining talker on the game, and they don't give you that stuff. And you're like screaming at the TV, look, stop talking about this guy's, you know, this receiver's draft potential, and point out the fact that this offensive guard just blocked 2 people on one play, and here's why, you know, and this is what the play's called. Even right down to some terminology. You'll really enjoy it if you go, why, Matt did an excellent job. Had me thinking, well, if we had the budget, we need to get him in there with us. Get a lineman in there with me and Neil. The problem is, even in the SEC, a lot of these press boxes don't have room for Matt Wyatt and Matt Caldwell in the same booth. That's too many pounds in one booth. We were talking about the music earlier. Tony said, give me some Steely Dan horns and Pink Floyd. And they had a horn section. Blair from Brandon, he heard a little bit of the blues from Big Mama Thornton.
This is a song I wrote
on her birthday.
Made famous by me and Janis Joplin.
By me and Janis Joplin. Now, a lot of people can say that.
Sitting by my window.
Blair said, back when music was good. The songs are older than me, but my favorite music.
I was looking out at me.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any better than that. Okay, we're getting close to wrapping this Thursday show up, and that's all right. Still got a little bit of time left with you, so we'll get back and get your text messages and your comments in. All of that and more on the other side of the break in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go! With the home team. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. that's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Whee! Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Orgeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. What we got there? What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea, grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roast it right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more.
Starving. Don't worry, he's got a menu full on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
Okay, Rick, you got my attention here. On Facebook, Rick says the Maroon Band was the first college marching band in America. Look it up. The first college, quote-unquote, marching band in America. He says was the Maroon Band at State. Really? How come I never heard that before? How could I be today years old and had never heard that before? Yep, Rick, you're right. Thermos is still keeping it hot. Look at here. I got just enough of this coffee from High Point Roasters to last me to the end of the show. You need to get some coffee from High Point Roasters in New Albany, Mississippi. Go to highpointroasters.com. It's the real deal. Yep, still keeping it hot. You know, this crud that I'm dealing with, trying to get over this week, that shot yesterday helped, but I'm still not over it. And the sore throat stuff is part of it. And people, y'all remedy that with different things. For me, I just keep sipping on this hot coffee. No wonder I don't sleep at night. But just a few hours. Anyhow, I'm going to look that up. Taylor with a question here on YouTube. He said, do you think the addition of Kevy Thompson, talking about a new assistant coach at State, Kevy Thompson, I don't know if it's Kevy or Kevy Thompson, will be a big part in our recruiting on the in-state JUCO and high school level? It looks like he has a ton of connections based on the Twitter announcement. Well, yeah, maybe so. Now, you know this, Taylor, and I think we always have to bring it up. It's kind of like one of these where we just, we hit the checkpoint and make sure we're all on the same page that both high school recruiting and JUCO recruiting, it's like transfer portal recruiting. It does come down to the dollars. Okay, and so it's like, what's your budget and what is the overall, how much money do you have to spend on your team this year? And then what's going where? And how important is somebody to you? You see what I mean? So really, I feel like, the connections and knowing people, it is valuable. but it's going to only take you to a certain point in actually signing those players, because at some point then it's going to, for every single one of them, it's going to come down to what's the financial offer. And you see what I mean? It's not like it was 10, 15 years ago. So, but the connections are important because it gets you in the door, and the better the connection and the better you are at that, maybe the less a team like State will have to overspend. Because, if it comes down to there's no connection, there's no emotional or relationship tie, it's just strictly a good player, and he's looking at every financial offer in front of him and weighing that along with, path to playing time and system fit and everything. He's weighing all of it together. Well, like I've said before, again, if there's no emotional connection or relationship, then those kind of players, high school, JUCO, or transfer portal or otherwise, are going to look at State as, well, if State's making the same financial offer as Alabama or Tennessee, they may go there because there's going to be more winning going on because they're spending more money in the overall team. So if this is a player State's really got to have, State's got to overspend. Does that make sense? So it's a peculiar situation where you're trying to build it. The relationships do matter, but to actually get them there, it's just a dollars game. Period. You just have to raise the money. It's what it's become, and might as well call it what it is. Somebody had texted in and said that they heard that Bumpus got let go because of the recruiting. Didn't recruit enough high-level receivers. I don't know. I don't know that. I just don't know. Grumpy texted. He said, Matt, Grumpy was dozing off on a patio getting some vitamin D, but Big Mama brought him back. Big Mama Thornton, she needs to be a regular on the show, he says.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. When you snoop around, ain't nothing but a hound dog.
I agree. Really? So you got hummingbirds still hanging around, huh, Grumpy? That's great. Jason in Flagstaff, in regards to the QB versus the line of scrimmage thing, he said the only guy I've ever seen that almost was a one-man show was Michael Vick at Virginia Tech. But even that team had an above-average offensive line. And they did, and he helped them. It's true. Oh, he was... He was, go back and, for those that don't remember, if you're not familiar, because this is 20 years ago now, or 25 years ago, you got to go back and watch those Virginia Tech Michael Vick highlights. It was ridiculous. That guy was ridiculous. And you talk about an arm strength. Like, it was the combination of this unbelievable speed and running ability, but then he could throw it from one end of the field to the other. Left-handed, man, he was unreal. On this day, December the 11th, 1985, the single album Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears was released. Some of y'all aren't old enough to remember.
Shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good. Blowing your mind like we knew we would. We're just strutting for fun.
The world champion, Super Bowl champion, Chicago Bears.
Well, they call me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more mans.
Walter Payton, Jackson State.
In camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl show.
If you've never seen the video,
QB known as McMahon. When I hit the turf, I've got no plan.
If you've never seen the video of the Bears in their uniforms doing this music video, the Super Bowl Shuffle. Go watch it right now. And wait till the end of the show. Go watch
I
it.
aim to please. That's why you all got here on the double to catch me doing the Super Bowl Shuffle.
1, 2, 3. We are the best shuffling crew. Shuffling on down, doing it for you.
All right, and heads up. There is a new HBO documentary titled The Shuffle. It's either out right now or it's going to be here late 2025. I think it may be out now, but you may go look at it. It chronicles the making of this music video. Chronicles the making of the iconic 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle rap music video, detailing the creation, cultural impact, behind-the-scenes story of the charity-driven phenomenon, featuring interviews with players like Mike Singletary and Willie Gault. It's streaming on HBO Max. This one, it said cultural phenomenon, and it really was. Like, it was, okay, to compare, right now, if something goes viral, somebody puts something out there and it kind of just goes viral. This is what it was in 1985. It would pop up on like television somewhere and they would play some of it on the radio. Okay. And then every kid at school was talking about it. And it was such a popular thing. And they put it out as a single. You could buy it and listen to it. And everybody wanted to see the video because there's Jim McMahon, there's Refrigerator Perry, there's Walter Payton in their Bears uniforms doing this, song and the Super Bowl Shuffle in this video. Cultural phenomenon. Covers the video's massive success, its Grammy nomination, and its role in defining the team's swagger and Chicago's identity. The documentary details the difficulties in convincing players to rap and how the project benefited the Chicago Community Trust, fighting hunger and poverty. Mike Singletary, they interviewed Jim McMahon. There's lots of behind-the-scenes footage. The director of it is Jeff Cameron. He's known for the HBO Hard Knocks stuff. He directed this film of, but I don't know what it's titled. Okay, the title of it, if you want to just search the title of it, it's called The Shuffle. Anyway, it was this day, December 11th, 1985. And so what are we, the 40th anniversary? The 40 years ago today. It came out. And it was, again, if you lived through that, I was a kid. I guess, what was I? I was 9 years old. Yeah. It came out the day after my 9th birthday. And so I'm saying, like kids my age, we were all into sports. Back then, there was no bigger celebrity than Walter Payton. And for that particular 85 Bears team, then William Refrigerator Perry became this huge viral sensation, as a part of their team and everything. So when this came out, everybody was talking about it. Came out on this day. Or the single did. They're selling the albums and everything. All right, that'll wrap it up for today. Thanks for being here. I'm Matt. For Beaver and all of us here on the show, thanks for tuning in and listening and commenting. It's been fun. We'll do it again tomorrow. Right here in the same place, the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. See you tomorrow. See ya.